not in the scheduled. Yeah, it's good to know people and get to know, make myself known to others because yeah. So more. He has given the introduction already, so I don't need to introduce more. I'm a homeopath. For the last 12 years, I have been practicing in Dubai. Next door, it's in Gizais, my clinic, and I have done my Nasser Clinic in the Sunrise Building opposite Dubai Grand Hotel. Yeah. So, yeah, probably many of you would have visited that clinic.
He's one of the best outgoing students from Bahamas.
Yes. So, I have studied with him in the Father Muller's Homeopathy Medical College, a prestigious college, and did my post-graduation. And last 12 years I am here. So he's also given a little bit of insight into homeopathy. So I don't know what to talk about. So maybe you can ask one or two questions. I can quickly, if at all you have any general questions. So I have
in fact, the theme was more into attitude and how possible. I connected to my career, and of course,
So now looking at, we have changed, evolved over a period of time. See, when I look back, our college life, our life, the way we lived, and we will live now. Of course, life is an evolution. So now we were playful, we were naughty. Now see, the thing comes, the attitude also develops. Attitude, there's positive and negative, definitely. Attitude, everyone should have an attitude. But it should be, so when somebody views at us, they should know he's got an attitude. They should say proudly that he's got an attitude. Attitude means also people hate attitude. Oh, that guy's got attitude. Attitude is good. We say Virat Kohli has attitude. Everybody likes that attitude, isn't it? Anybody hates it? No, because that attitude makes him go, makes him into the race to be the first. Same way, everyone should have an attitude. You can call it by any other words. So similarly, another thing is something which I have learned over a period of time. I used to be very aggressive. Everything. Maybe it was a negative, not like Virat Kohli. I was aggressive in different, getting angry, reacting to everything. So one thing we should learn and practice is not to react immediately. Maybe happy, of course you can react, but then our reactions can backfire. Sometimes, smallest things, we look, analyze, and without thinking we react. That is something very, wrong. Because what we derive is immediately go to the end conclusion of that. So you have to analyze, keep it there, not to react. So when you give few moments, that will calm down. So then you have time to think, time to react. So that is something, gives a positive attitude. So that is what.
One will say you say you're more aggressive. One of the training I was attended, those who were more energy, they were more aggressive.
Yeah,
but the energy was utilized in a positive way. But you say, I have a lot of energy, I have a lot of aggressiveness to get things done, positive or negative. But you drive your energy in a way which because those who have a lot of energy, they have less patience.
Yes.
Aggressive is a different story.
Yes.
So I was told because I had a lot of aggressiveness. I want to finish everything. I was very excited to do, because excitement, everything comes with a part of energy. They say your energy, you have to drive to a positive. Your mindset has changed, our attitude has changed to get a positive energy, to get a positive aggressiveness, to get a positive result. But the patience is part of.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, patience. Second part I said is relax, think over it, and respond.
No, I'm connecting.
Yeah.
In the homeopathy, there was a medicine to get an energy controlled.
Yeah.
Is it true or not? No.
Yeah.
Because I was told, one of my best friend wife is a homeopathic doctor, first rank holder from Calicut, and she was not working because Qatar homeopathy is not allowed.
How is she?
Shija, what's the name?
No, her name is Binsi Chris.
Now,
Binsi
how is
Thomas.
there?
Now
She is part of Toastmasters in Qatar. No, Toastmasters.
Homeopathy has officially started in Qatar.
Yeah, but there was some still, but MD also required.
Okay.
Without
Now
BHMS.
BHMS is enough. They'll start.
Actually, then I give her contact to you. But she was a very good doctor. The reason is when she gives, it's like Kalpunyam. Like she gives it's sold.
Second name.
Binsi Chris. Husband name is Chris. Binsi Thomas was the actual name. She was registered there in Kerala. So what happened? They say she always said there is a medicine, but she never gave the name because she said I cannot give it. It is not there in So there is a people are saying, is it a energy control medicine available in
See,
homeopathy?
Why you
I'll
want to
tell
control
you.
your energy?
Of course, no, energy controlling.
Energy giving.
No, because controlling energy is required because it's control your emotion, it control your excitements.
Emotion control. You have to know first.
No, I'll answer you in two parts because if you ask, there is a medicine, there is not one medicine, there will be many medicines. So because homeopathy doesn't give one medicine to one specific thing, whether it's a fever or whether it's a aggression to control aggression. See, what we are treating is a person. So the medicine is immaterial in that. So it doesn't go by the name in homeopathy. Normally when we say shield also, there is medicine. There are medicines we can say because there will be hundreds of medicines we can give for one simple thing. I'll finish it quickly because now aggression to control, we are not giving the medicine to, not like a psychiatric medicine where there is depression, you give antidepressant, where you give anti-mood elaters. Not like this, it's not countering. It is to balance. Now aggression means it is not a disease. When it goes beyond control, it becomes a disease because it's a psychiatric problem. It is a psychological problem, not even psych. It could be a behavioral problem. Aggression is a problem, of course. It can create problem. When it becomes a problem to yourself and others, it becomes a problem. Otherwise, not a problem. So, this medicine, what the medicines homeopathy does, in homeopathy, it will balance. It's like going off track, you're bringing back to track. That's it. So, it can be done with a little bit of counseling. It can be done with a few medicines which will control. So the homeopathic medicine, they don't have a direct action.
It's more personalized
Yeah.
drugs.
So it's like, I have to study you. The person will not be, okay, this is the medicine, take it. No, I'll have to spend at least half an hour or 1 hour with you. Get to know you. What type
Because
of
I'm a patient for electrolysis homeopathy. So I was having a treatment. So they said they are approaching in a different way.
Yes.
But like
Electrolysis.
Dr. Philomena Matthew, St. Joseph Hospital.
Here?
No, India. Cochin. Electrolysis homeopathy. That's
I'm slightly skeptical about it because the government of India has not allowed usage of any other. I think this is, I doubt it's a banned system. I think electrohomeopathy is.
I've heard about it.
I still medicine is available in India.
The use there in India, because I'm with the national, I was the national secretary of IHMA. There was an 8-year-old case with electrohomeopathy.
Yeah.
It is electrohomeopathy.
Yeah, electrolysis.
Electrohomeopathy is actually basically homeopathy. They're not medical doctors. They don't go through our 6 years of curriculum.
Yeah, she's a sister, a doctor, and she has completed this
So
course
there's no graduate college
in India. She's come from China. She completed.
There's no graduate college in India for electrohomeopathy.
No, she's a homeopathic doctor, but she moved the practice on electrolysis homeopathy.
Right.
Maybe after BHM, she would have.
She went to China.
Is she a homeopath? Is she a homeopath?
Yeah.
Yes,
BHMS homeopath?
yes.
Oh, then it is not electrohomeopathy.
No, she went to China for the studying this.
Okay.
She's acupuncture. She will use.
magnetotherapy.
She acupuncture.
She has done it after medical course.
Yes.
Then it's valid. But electrohomeopathy was banned. Electrolysis is different.
Yes. No, she said electrolysis homeopathy is the treatment. Electrohomeopathy is the branch.
Electrohomeopathy is banned because I have seen that photo. It was banned by I think Baroda, the Gujarat High Court.
No, I because
Because
I was.
Because we
I'm
follow-
not in the medical field.
As long as it helps, probably
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
many things which are not scientifically, like for that matter, homeopathy itself is in question in some countries.
Yes.
Some people are questioning because they don't know. Now, once you have to question somebody, you should know what it is. You should find fault. So, just like that, you don't like something, you cannot.
For the
No.
pharma, for the big pharma, many countries homeopathy is attacked. But the interest is not against homeopathy, but like in favor of the pharma, they don't want to know properly homeopathy.
Because the medicines also come electrolysis homeopathic medicines.
I need to still look into what it is. Because this is the first time I'm coming across that name. Electrohomeopathy is familiar.
Because Sister Philomena Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to.
Just a continuation about that homeopathic medicine.
Ah.
If I am right, I guess homeopaths or homeopathy facing the biggest challenge or question is about the effectiveness of homeopathic medicines.
Yes.
And if I am right, I guess that your main principle of medicine is dilution from the extract.
Yeah.
Means you are saying you are taking the extract and you are diluting its more than billion or billion.
Billion,
Yeah. And if you are taking some extract of lemon or even methanol, whenever we are diluting it, 100% its potency is coming down. And always potency and dilution is inversely proportional. So how you can convince
now,
that whenever you
I
are
can-
diluting it, how it will be kept
I'll be able to answer that. That's a good
See,
question.
dilution, you don't, should not go by the word dilution. It's not like just adding. There's a scientific way of dilution.
Yes, I'll answer that. I'll answer
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
I also request Tokmal because I think I've been 4 or 5 times with them.
Ah.
Can I talk on behalf of Tokmal?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
He has
Yeah,
two or three wonderful brothers in Dubai.
Okay.
He and also Ronnie and
Ronnie.
Connie, who are again dynamic people, and one of them is a very big businessman here. What is his name?
Ron.
What does he do? He's into?
He has a chemical industry.
He's a big businessman.
Aviation.
Aviation supply. I think he's connected with aviation also. So yes, I say wonderful because those were our role models when I used to go and stay in his house. We used to see them how big they used to do. Now all three of them, kindly get associated with this body of Tokmas. It's one of the wonderful group of. I actually came to know accidentally through one of my for the puzzles here. But Raji is not there today. Who was my patient earlier. But when I came close with them, they have become like my family. So I think since you are being in cases, you yourself and your brothers also just encourage them also to come because they are successful entrepreneurs, and I think is one of his brothers I think he's internationally also now.
Right.
He is doing international business connected to aviation. So just if you can call him as a guest, one of his guests, and Alphonse. And about that wonderful question you asked me, because I personally, as a part of one of the basic ideas of launch of GHF, Alphonse, was such questions which started 10 to 12 years back.
Better you come to the stage.
Such question which started 12 years back. The reason there is thanks for this question actually today. A system to say it is worth treating or not, or whether it has medicines or not, there are two things. One is whether it has a philosophy. Homeopathy has a wonderful philosophy which is time tested, 225 years of history, and it was not promoted by homeopaths, it was promoted by allopaths themselves. There was only one group of doctors called old school doctors before homeopathy started. When homeopathy started by an allopath of those times, and he started getting followed by more allopaths of those times, the whole world of homeopathy started that time, in those years. Okay, now this emerged from allopathy as an offshoot, understanding that the methods, I think from the Galen year, around 600, now 675, at that time it was 400 and something years of practice of old school medicine was not right. The medicine was being used in crude. It was not exactly how it has to be given, and the methods, everything. But of course, modern medicine has changed a lot from this. Now, the understanding of the philosophy and the archives and the literature of homeopathy is much more than any of the systems of those times. To 225 years back, homeopathy had 50 times or 100 times more literature in the evolution of first 25 or 50 years than any of the contemporary systems of medicine. Now, second, about the effectivity of the medicine. Number one, in whatever dilutions you have the medicine. Okay, primarily it is not dilution. Homeopathy, the critics of homeopathy, including some of the media people, even with BBC also spoke about memory of water, and it was confusing. They spoke for and against homeopathy, but it was confusing. They say only dilution. In between this dilution, there is a very still unopened or yet to be invented. How exactly? Yet to be completely understood how exactly that part happens. Method of potentization, which actually adds a lot of the therapeutic effect into the medicine, which is not only by dilution, is only a part between that potentization. Now, potency and potentizations are different. So, potentization is an act of energizing the medicine to higher levels of saturations, where the content, the crude nature of the drug comes down and down and down, because the crude always has a negative effect. There's a difference between Avartanam of Ayurveda and homeopathy. Avartanam, they do, that's Fudam, everything they do. They say it's a potentization, but there is no dilution involved there. In homeopathy, there is a stepwise dilution in between this act of potentization, which makes the medicine high potency. And we call high potency.
Yeah.
High potency. The 1M, 10M, 50M are high potencies, which much better deliverable than the crude drug which has the crude content. Now you understood what is dilution.
So you are
now
not diluting with the same stuff?
This is a different, there's a different scenario when you say, it's one drop in the ocean. See, the dilution is alone handled and exposed by the critics of homeopathy. Now the doubt can remain, in case they are right. Let us assume the critics of homeopathy is right. Will a drop or a, the high potency medicines like 200 1 system. Remember, after 23 levels of, let's say 11C, no? From 10C, 11C, technically the molecule of the mother drug should disappear from the medicine, according to Avogadro's principle. According to Avogadro's principle, from 10C, 12C, from 12C, the molecule should disappear. Now we think the molecular concept of therapeutics is the only right thing, because it started from modern medicine. Let's remember, it started only from modern medicine. Before that, there was no molecular therapy. So the molecular, because we have our set standards for molecular therapy, we think homeopathy is not right. The critics of homeopathy. Now, how can the primary molecules of the starting elements, the one major study done by the J.S. Ballare and Chakrabarty in Indian Institute of Science, Indian Institute of IIT, Powai, I think it happened 5 years back, 7 years back, was the biggest answer to this question. The Chemical Engineering Department of IIT, random samples from the market, as a PhD program of a student, found in 200 potency, let's remember 12C and 200 has 188. In 200 potency, they saw the starting materials of the content. It cannot be there according to Avogadro limits. So the current nanotechnology and the nano level of nanomedicine concepts has outruled the concept of Avogadro limit in all ways. Now, this was one test, and many, again the critics of homeopathy said that is a flawed test. Remember? Yeah. The flawed test. They called, even the critics said it's a flawed test. Remember, this test was repeated in at least 5 nanoscience labs across Kerala, not across India. Across India, and not only that, at Brazil, in the High Dilution Research Institute, where Leonin and Carla and all these people who came to speak in India have come. Not only here, in different parts of the world, this test has been repeated, and they all found there are nanoparticles in homeopathy. Now that answers the content. Again, we can doubt. It can. What if nanoparticles are there? How are you sure that this will act? Tell me. Then you have a genuine course of understanding the drug called in vitro and in vivo studies. Okay. In vitro studies, you bring out the cell line or the cellular material, the body tissue outside the body, put in the laboratory, and you see what is the effect of these high dilutions on them and whether the changes happen. They call cell line studies. Cell line studies. That is the tissues, live tissues in laboratory, given the medicine applied to them, and the therapeutic markers, the indicators are measured, like troponin. There are many contents like that. So, from I think around 8 years back itself, in cell line studies, one of the biggest researchers in homeopathy called Huda Baksh, Anisur Rahman Huda Baksh, was a molecular biologist. He was a world-renowned the markers. Now remember, every medical doctor has only pre-degree chemistry, including me, like many of you. We are not experts in chemistry. We understand by the results of these medicines which we give. The critics of homeopathy are mostly induced by the modern medicine environment, the doctors themselves, because of they're trying to save their own industry. Because the pharma faces the biggest threat with homeopathy internationally, because homeopathy is the fastest growing alternative medicine. So they are the initial. Now their pharma, their research R&D wing are chemistry people. Now internationally, physicists and chemistry are divided about homeopathy, not disproving homeopathy, because homeopathy has an unconventional link to things. There is an area of surprise, an area of amazement. At the same time, there is an area of advanced, results and everything. We see the results. Now, this results. Now, in the last 5 years or 10 years, the side which is on the positive side, that is, the advanced, the proving of homeopathy or the effective of homeopathy has taken more weightage. 10 years back, the Lancet gave a study where I think he was explained about the individualization, where they did a direct study with tuberculosis. 10 or 20 cases of tuberculosis given the same medicine. That is not how homeopathy works. The 10 patients, 20 patients with tuberculosis, maybe 20 placebo controlled, given directly homeopathic medicines and seen the effect. But homeopathy does not give the same medicine to every case of tuberculosis. So the entire research design, that is when the irritation on homeopathy started. The entire research design for the research structure was flawed. Instead, they would have gone by individualization. Now, why did they do it? just to disprove that homeopathy. And this Lancet, the magazine also had high regard for homeopathy in the previous part, but the Prince of Wales or our Charles said in a common meeting that homeopathy should be induced much stronger with NHS so that business will come down. So this changed. So as I said,
Yeah, but still, now people, your homeopaths are not giving 200C or 300C. It's, I think, millions.
no, I'm coming to
Yeah,
that.
same
So
thing.
still there will be.
No. See,
Molecules.
I'll tell you, homeopaths has the privilege to give up to 12C, and 12C definitely has crude content. We are privileged to give 12C. One X is 1/10 of the drug. Nobody can stop me giving 1
You
X.
know, why still that doubt reminds me, a couple of years back, my sister's son taken one entire bottle of homeo tablet. And soon after she called me, her doctor, and he advised just to have couple of glass of water. That's it.
Even not
That's why still that doubt.
Because
that-
the potency is high and the toxicity is the minimum. It can stimulate the unfavorable change in the body, but it cannot initiate toxicity because of the dose. That is the pleasantry of homeopathy. But it's not the same with below 12C. Below 12C, if you take 1 ounce of one mother reserpine or one mother tincture just like that, you have very, very high chances of getting a vision problem because the crude drug is there. The toxicity of the drug will be more if 12C below is used. It will be 0 after 12C. That is what when it spills over Avogadro limits, the effect of I can clearly show a case of eczema aggravate with a high potency 1 or 10 dose of sulfur. With one or two doses weekly of sulfur, antisoric. I'm talking about an antisoric. If that disease coming under that sulfur indication, if I give a high dose of sulfur, which is not at par with the disease level, we also brand the disease potency. We can clearly show them that these things. And one more thing, we have challenged in Calicut Medical College. I think the recent event, we have challenged allopaths to come for a joint trial, double-blind randomized controlled study for recurrent allergic disorders. Any disease they can choose for recurrent diseases. We have outrightly called on Facebook everywhere when they started recently acting hard against homeopathy. One index we take and we will conduct it in Calicut Medical College itself, and we will use medicines only above 30 potency. And we use in the main cases we will use homeopathy medicines. On the controls where we have to go for placebos, we will use allopathy. Case control, Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere. Open call to all the groups. So what does it mean? They know homeopathy works. The simple fact that they know homeopathy works, and they cannot do anything to. Of course, in acute diseases, allopathy and homeopathy always has options. People who believe in chemical influences not ready for the body, and they really go for allopathy probably. In acute diseases both work, but in recurrent chronic diseases of recurrent chronic nature, they are entirely helpless. For example, simple allergy. I am mostly into allergy. Mostly. The treatment of antihistamines is a first and last for allopathy. They start with antihistamines, end with antihistamines. They don't have a second option. Only thing, the antihistamines keep changing. They started changing from Avil to Cetirizine to Montelukast, See all
Steroid level will be
different. But the effect is the same.
Doctor, how effective is for the bronchic and acidity kind of diseases in homeopathy?
Can I just finish that in vivo also? In vitro is already said. So cell line studies, the effect of homeopathy is shown at the high potency levels, where there should not be any medicine. Coming to in vivo is getting into the body and treating the patient. In homeopathy, we do not do in vivo as a part of our drug proving. We use directly human provings actually. In vivo studies is when you make a rat have a tumor. You make a rat have a tumor, measure the tumor markers. There are tests called tumor markers. At GHF, I am quite well versed with it. That's why I am saying we keep exposing the scientific evidence. And you measure all the tumor markers of the body so that particular liver, for example, the liver tumor markers will be all high. Okay. The rat has liver tumor, and you can induce liver tumor by simply using alloxan. You know alloxan what it is? You have to be very careful. Your maida is coming out after using of alloxan. Your jaggery is from alloxan. The cleaning process of jaggery and wheat to form maida is alloxan. So alloxan 100% will not go from maida, even when you get it when parotas and all. So we also have a risk of at least consuming 1 or 2% of alloxan, which can be a liver cancer toxin.
Even from jaggery also.
Jaggery as a whitening agent.
So white
The
means.
dark jaggery is safe. When it becomes whiter, the alloxan content cleanses it. The color is green.
But you know, recent Asian one of the reports stating that, so see the white color, the people are more demanding Kerala yellow color.
Yeah.
So they add yellow agent.
Yeah, no, that's what, that is extra color. The deep brown color of the jaggery
Yeah.
goes with
Brown.
the original color is the safest. That has limited
So,
problem.
Shripals, what type of diseases you are
No, just finish this aspect. And this alloxan can be put into this thing, and you can check it. Then you can see the tumor markers going up. The liver, slowly the liver will enlarge. Alloxan will be directly injected to the rat's liver. Then you know the rat has liver cancer. Am I right? Now you use homeopathic medicines on the rat. Same 30, 1M, 10M, 50M, cm, millions of potency high. No, I'm not talking about below 12C. Below 12C anyway has drug. No, it's not done by homeopaths, Fazal. It's done by molecular biologists, not just the same. This was done in our own Amala Cancer Research Institute by Ramadasan Kuttan and his wife, Girija Kuttan. Ruta graveolens, the medicine they used, Ruta graveolens, they used 30 potency they started with, they went to 1M. They found the tumor markers coming down. How do you connect that? Now this is in vivo study. So in every evidence of, like this there are hundreds of studies. I'm just give you one example. The brain, you can induce this, and now it proves that homeopathic medicine acts in the heart. Now, how that ultra dilutions act is a question. There is still an unconventional link in the explanation. The answers remain not in the thing. It is the absence of evidence to exactly say how is the changes happening. Now come back to nanotechnology. The nanotechnology and the evidence of this small nanoparticles. Now, one new thing has started. The capacity of these nanoparticles, which are called quantum dots, its capacity to pervade, molecular will go into the molecular level in the skin. This can go in the subcellular levels, one level below allopathy. Allopathy is going on molecular level, one level below into the subcellular levels, in between the cells, and even pervade the cell membrane and go inside and influence the genomic changes. We call it epigenetic changes. It can change the epigenetic. Now, this answers to many questions. How gene expressions changes with homeopathic medicines. We have children who have transformed from autistic traits, semi-autistic traits to normal children. Of course, not very common, but there are cases in homeopathy which has happened.
It can happen in all.
Psoriasis with 25-30 years of remissions. How? Non-remissions, I'm saying. So this epigenetic changes, most probably these high potency medicines, we are capable enough with nanoparticles. So this is one area of explanation going on. Okay. Now the antagonists of homeopathy and their studies can be compared to only one thing. There's a lot of studies saying that homeopathy is placebo effect. All these studies can be compared to trying to read a book in English, in French, just because the alphabets are the same. Can we do that? French and English are different. A French book cannot be read in English. It can be either way. So there is a structure, a philosophy of homeopathy which has to be understood before you plan a research. The individualized nature or the personalized nature has to be counted. Now the last thing I want to say is, many of us do not know, even doctors came to know very recently, that modern medicine is knocking in the back door of homeopathy. You know how? Please Google a name called Theranostics. Theranostics. You will be amazed to find modern medicine has left all these basic simple direct molecular methods, and they are into not that they have left, they are transformed, they are changing hiddenly into the traits of homeopathy called Theranostics, which is nothing but personalized medicine. They understood that Fazal and Faisal might be two different people, brothers or but they are different. All of us are different. We all have the same disease. We all are different. We are living in different environments. Our traits are different. Okay. Now the same medicine may not work, will not work. Their randomized controlled studies prove that. Now they are secretly coming to the back door of homeopathy, where they are trying out personalized medicine called Theranostics. Just Google it. Everything written in that is purely homeopathy. And homeopathy had done this 225 years back. Do you know, 50 years before, modern medicine agreed that allergy and skin can alternate. 210 years back, I think chronic diseases were written. It is written clearly that there is alternating diseases, and allergic eczema was one of the biggest examples written, that skin and respiratory can alternate. Modern medicine agreed it after 1960s. Am I right? They call it asthma eczema syndrome. The Davidson or the medical textbook of those years, it started coming. Hahnemann said it. 200. So obviously he was a visionary, and his view was, pretty much commendable at any point of time. You were asking something.
I was asking about the acidity and the bloating issues of stomach. So do we have a
So we have temporary solutions based on conditions but similars. Based on similars, your indication, we can give you. There are some snapshot prescriptions which can be done. But if you want to get rid of this problem for good, then you require a long-term treatment. If it is a disease of a recurring nature, then the whole case taking has to be done. But acute, you can just take your problems and give you a medicine and you'll feel better with it. But that does not solve your problem.
That's the same with the English medicine, modern medicine, because they give you temporary.
No. For them, the problem is that they don't have this holistic approach. There's